Just to be clear, I had to check my calendar to be sure I was really turning 29 in order to make this video. Yeah, the last time I got my age accurately was when I turned 25. That's 4 years ago, but it feels like it's just last year. Turning 29 is scary. It is scary, but it's not scary, you know. It's like the time I turned 28, it was scarier then than turning 29. It feels like the older we get, the less scary it gets. I don't know. Time will tell. Anyway, I put together a list of 29 lessons that I've learned over the 29 years of my existence, and I want to share them with you as accountability for myself to keep doing them, but also for somebody who might just want to hear one of them. Number 1, faking the lifestyle will only attract the wrong people to you. When you create a particular lifestyle that is not yours, that is not true to you, you attract people who want that lifestyle, who want to be around such lifestyle. And when that happens, you now have to keep faking it to maintain those people in your life, and that is not sustainable. So I'd rather be true to myself so I can attract people who love me for who I am, because there's always going to be people who love you for who you are. Number 2, I've learned to stop staying away from boring. Boring is not bad. Boring is actually when I get productive. When I say boring, I'm talking about the silence. A lot of us struggle to be silent. We struggle with silence. We can't be somewhere and just be quiet. That is boring for a lot of people, but boring is actually good. It helps you stay productive. Number 3, define your relationships and friendships. Over the last few years, I've learned to start defining my friendships and relationships. If I'm friends with somebody, I want to be clear on what kind of friends we are so that we understand our boundaries. The same thing with the relationships that I have with other people. I want to be clear on what it is so that we can understand our boundaries. This has helped me a lot. Number 4, sometimes allow your friendships to fight for themselves. I've learned a lot that this whole culture of cutting people off is not necessary. Sometimes when you notice that a particular friendship is struggling, the more you pour energy into it, the more it's not fighting back. It's like it's not even fighting at all. You're just the one fighting. That person is not investing as much as you are investing. Sometimes it's just best to let it be. Don't cut them off. Just let it be. They will cut themselves off by themselves. Cutting off is a lot of energy that you're still investing because you're thinking about them, if you're being honest with yourself. But when you just let it be, they'll cut themselves off by themselves. Number 5, I've learned that love is an action word and not a feeling. A lot of times we tend to just simplify love as just a feeling. Yeah, I feel love for you. Feelings are fickle. They can disappear today and appear tomorrow and disappear the next day. If we depend on that to love somebody, then our love will be a bit inconsistent. So I have learned that loving needs to be an action word. When you say I love you, you need to keep loving that person. It needs to be a promise that you keep fulfilling. You don't stop it. You keep doing it. Number 6, if you can't be honest with them, you can't be the best version of yourself with them. Yeah, a lot of times we claim that we don't have to be fully honest with people, but I believe that if somebody that I call my partner, if I'm going to call somebody my partner, then I need to be able to be 100% honest with that person. Because if I can't be 100% honest with that person, then I can't be the best version of myself, because the best version of myself is usually the most honest version of myself. And I can't have that with somebody that I can't be honest with. Number 7, finding friends is hard. I don't know if it's because of the dating pool. It's like when I meet people these days, I don't even know what we have. It's like you're trying to be friends with somebody, they're trying to date you. Or you're trying to date somebody, they're trying to be friends with you. It's just really hard to know what people want. And then there are people who want to use you, like they have probably a business opportunity or something that they're trying to get from you, and they're just, getting close for that reason. I mean, when we were kids, it was just easy. People were not thinking too much. We just wanted to be friends. And I guess I'm hoping that as we grow older, maybe it will become easier to be friends, because then we'll be married and everything, and people will not be too strategic about their friendships. I can only hope. Number 8, I've learned that our parents are humans too, and we need to reach out to them as much as they were reaching out to us. Our parents are not some superhumans. Yes, they are superhuman in the way that, we like to put them on a pedestal, but they're also humans who have feelings, who get lonely at times. So the idea of not calling parents is something that we should keep, in our teenage years, and actually start calling them more. Start spending more time with them. Start craving that bond with our parents, because they looked out for us when we were kids. It is only fair that we look out for them now that they're getting older and lonelier. Number 9, your ex will have a happy life without you. Your ex will be so much happier without you. Yes, I used to nurture the notion that after, I think it's everybody, after a relationship is done, you're like, oh, that person will never, their life will never be the same without you. But the truth is, their life will probably be a lot better without you. So I'm learning to accept that and grow with that. Number 10, this is probably also connected to the one I talked about initially, number 9. People can be good and not be good for you. I'm learning this the hard way. I'm learning that a lot of times when I meet people, I'm like, that's a good person. I would want to, date that person. But a lot of times, they can be good people and still not be good for you. And that is okay. Everybody doesn't have to be good for you. When somebody is a good person, that person is a good person. Being good for you is another thing entirely. Two truths can exist. Number 11, every relationship can be fixed. It just requires sacrifices. And sometimes, it is not worth the sacrifice. There are some relationships that you might want to go the length to fix it. But there are some relationships that you just have to let it go. Number 12, it is better to start all over than to keep going in the wrong direction. Even if you're 90% in the wrong direction, it's best to stop at that time and start all over in the right direction. Because the wrong direction will still remain the wrong direction. Whether you're on 100% or 90% or 20%, it is still the wrong direction. Number 13, I've learned to always know why I'm doing anything in life. A lot of times the motivations that we need to keep going at anything is just one thing: knowing why we started it in the first place. If we can remember why we started it, we will maintain the same momentum through till the end. I mean, I know motivation is not always enough. There needs to be discipline, but knowing why is a good place to start. Number 14, your thoughts don't define you. What you do with your thoughts defines you. As a human being, I tend to have a lot of thoughts, random thoughts, crazy thoughts, like a lot of thoughts. But I believe I've learned that it is okay to have like crazy thoughts, wild thoughts. Sometimes you even get terrible thoughts, like, you see somebody that is progressing a lot further than you and you're feeling some type of way about it. It is okay to feel that way. It is human to feel that, okay, you're not progressing as much as your friends are progressing. That is okay. What makes the difference is what you do with that information. Do you start trying to, stop their progress? That's where you're crossing. So, having thoughts that, that you might term terrible, it is okay to have those thoughts. What you do with those thoughts is what makes the difference. When you have certain thoughts towards your friends, it's better to maybe work on them, fix the insecurity that is making you feel that way. It is okay to have those thoughts. You just have to fix whatever is making you have those thoughts. And sometimes nothing is even making you you just have the thoughts because of situational crisis that is happening in your life. But what you do with those thoughts is what makes the difference. Number 15, I've learned to start documenting my life. So if you check my page, you probably see a lot of vlogs. That is me documenting my life. I think it's something that everybody should do, actually. Number 16, you will never figure life out. That is just a myth. There is nothing like figuring life out. I think life is a journey. I've learned that life is a journey and it will keep going to the day you die. In fact, the only day you can actually say you figured life out is the day you died. But, I mean, you're dead. Did you really figure life out? You know? So, figuring life out is a myth and it doesn't exist. Life is a journey and it continues till the day you die. Number 17, boxing yourself will only make you start acting like your box. You're a lot bigger than your box. If you say you are introvert, you're going to behave like an introvert. If you say you're shy, you're going to behave like a shy person. If you say you're a bad dancer, you're probably going to start dancing in a terrible way. The things that you say about yourself, the things that you tell yourself, the boxes that you create for yourself are the things that are going to become your new limits. But when you allow yourself just the freedom, I am Obinna. I can be shy sometimes. I can also be all that. It creates that freedom. Ogini, I'm shooting a video. What do you want? You forgot? Seesaw. I'm tired, but I need to do this video because if I don't do it, I won't do it again. Bye. Number 18, binge watching TV shows is literally impossible at this point. I don't know, I can't even survive like 2 episodes of any show and I'm tired. It's not even sleep, like I just can't get myself through a TV show anymore. Number 19, life will only become more complicated, not simpler. But you can make it simpler by accepting its complexities, the fact that it's only going to get more complicated. The times that we were kids, those were simpler times. Now that we have become adults, these are complicated times. When we become advanced adults, those are more complicated times. Probably the simpler times that we're going to have again is when we become old. Number 20, every time I accepted a part of me that I was hiding, I became more confident. That just goes to show that lack of confidence is just in what we are hiding. When you're not confident, it's because you're hiding so much. But once we start accepting ourselves, the more we accept ourselves, the more confident we become. Number 21, I have met problems that money couldn't solve. Yeah, I never thought that would happen, but I did. And it's not like I even had it's not like I am at that point where I have a lot of money, or I don't even have a lot of money. Those who know me know me. But I met some problems that money wasn't gonna solve in any way. If money was gonna do anything, it was probably gonna distract me from the problem, but I was gonna come back to the same problem. Number 22, whatever happens, the world will continue to move on. If you die today, the world will move on like you never existed. So I am learning to live my life like my existence didn't even matter in the first place. That way it allows me the freedom to do whatever I want to do because I'm not tying my existence to someone's happiness. Number 23, we experience life differently. So the same adventure could have varying consequences for different people. This has taught me to pick my adventures wisely. If I want to do something, let it be because I want to do it, not because somebody else wants to do it. That way, when the consequences arrive, I can accept my consequence with my full chest because I wanted to do it. Number 24, stay away from drugs. I've seen the impact of drugs on so many people, and that is one thing I will continue to stay away from. I'm very adventurous, but there are boundaries with these things. Number 25, never stop learning. Whatever learning means to you, I think it's important to keep learning. If you're in school, you're reading a book, you're learning a skill, you're talking to people, learning about cultures, I think the brain is made in a way that it needs to keep accumulating information, and not just temporal information, but valuable information. So I've learned that I should keep learning. I should always engage my brain with activities, learning activities, so that it can stay very active. Number 26, I've learned to be more intentional about bonding with my family members. We tend to overlook our bonds with our family members because we think that we are. That's my sister, that's my brother, we good. Nah, I've learned that is a relationship on its own and it needs to be built. So I need to be intentional about how I want to build it, what I want to learn about my family members. I need to be intentional about it so that I can actually grow the bond. When you are not intentional about it, you just remain brother and sister with no connection. You don't know them, they don't know you. Number 27, I've learned to stop over-explaining, over-sharing, humans can handle such amount of information. Just explain what you need to explain. Over-explaining usually comes from a place of lack. It comes from a place of, I need to really, really explain so that this person can get it. No. A lot of times, people don't need that much information to get something. Just say it the way it is, the way you feel it, and let it be. Stop trying to make yourself look like a nice person, or trying to always make yourself look like the good guy. Nobody's going to see you as that for too long. Just be yourself. If you have explained something enough, that is enough. Don't over-explain. Number 28, believe in something. You just gotta believe in something. Like, have a belief system. It doesn't matter if you're not religious. Maybe you're not Christian, you're not Muslim, you're not Buddhist, you're not Hindu, you're none of the religions, you're just atheist. But you gotta believe in something. Everybody has to have some belief. That is what, keeps you going. When things are falling apart, you fall back to your belief system. If you have no belief system, that is how we get people who just, ruin things. Because the reason I would see something that is not mine and not take it is because I have a belief system that taking something that somebody else's is a sin and it's not a good thing. So sometimes even when I feel like I need that thing, I stop myself because there is a belief system holding me. Likewise in life, if you don't have a belief system, you'll find yourself doing just anything. So have a belief system. Now number 29. I've learned that 29 is not too late. I started so many things this year and I'm looking forward to continue them and keep building. It's never too late to start. Whatever you want to start, whatever is that business, I think at whatever age you should start it. And that is something I tell myself too. And I'm going to be starting whatever comes to my mind to start, regardless of how old I'm getting. And yeah, these are the 29 lessons that I was able to put together that I've learned so far in life. I hope that you're able to pick one or two. And I really can't wait for... I really can't believe I'm about to turn 30. It's scary, but when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. See you in my next video. Peace.